to another new creature review. Today we are checking out Storm Collectibles New York Comic Con 2018 exclusive battle costume Chun-Li. I have been waiting for a very long time for this figure. I mean, relatively long. She's a New York Comic Con exclusive, so she was available in October if you were at the con, but I wasn't. So retail started getting some flow of this in I want to say November. They were letting pre-orders go through in November. It was supposed to be released sometime late November, early December, but then there was a recall because there were problems with her neck joint. Lots of people were complaining about how there's a double ball joint in her neck that allows you to swap out her heads, and the double ball joint kept popping out with the head. So that was such a bummer. So we waited and waited and waited, and I ordered mine at Toy Dojo, and they called me this week, and she was ready. So I went ahead and picked her up, and here she is. I'm so excited to have her in my collection. This is a beautiful figure. Let's get in close on her. Let's zoom in. There we go. Look at all the detail on this figure. The hair is nice, and it's not that typical two-bunned Chun-Li where she has buns in her hair. It's all down. It's nice and smooth. It's nice and thick. She has her braids on the side of her the sides of her head. The paint on her face is nice and sharp. All of the gold lining on here is nice and sharp. Because if you look closely, there's like right across the line, or the edge of the fabric. There's gold right there. There's gold right through here. The gold circles. You have the gold waistband. This is really cool. The knot work right here. This is just a piece of soft rubber, soft plastic, but it's really nice. You got the gold coming down. The flat black is kind of picking up dust. You can kind of see that there, but it's really nice. The skin tone looks good. It's nice and consistent. I've had there are a few little problems. Like I have a little bit of, like, I don't know where that came from. There's a little bit of gunk right there, but it doesn't come off. So I don't know what that's about. Her cuffs, her spike cuffs. There's a little bit of gold run over right there, but that's all right. We just turn that inward, and then you don't see it anymore. The musculature is really, really nice, and all these little calligraphy type lines look really cool. Very cool. Their shoes. You got the gold trim around there too. It's really nice, really, really nice all the way around. The hair is interchangeable. It just flops off like that. She's got a giant square peg. Kind of creepy looking. But she has this hair. And she has... stand right there, please. She has two alternate heads. One with a yelling face. And like I said, the hair is interchangeable. So this does just come off. And it comes off real easily. So you have to be kind of careful. It'll just pop off if you knock it. But look at that face. That's the battle cry face right there. Oh! I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. This is the face that came on the figure in the box. It's kind of that stern, I'm ready to fight face. But that's the face that's going to stay on her because it's slightly smiling, if you can see that. Yeah. So, yeah. One thing to point out about these heads, besides the hair, well, besides the large piece of hair, these braids move really easily, but they also fall off real easily. I do not want to pull that off. You know what? I'll do it for you. I will do it for you, the viewer. It comes right off, and you see that little tiny peg? There's a little hole right by her ear. This thing is hard to put back in. I mean, it's not hard, but there is some difficulty to it. If you don't line it up just right, it won't go in. And because it's soft plastic, like everything else, it will bend before it gives way and goes back into the hole. These head sculpts are beautiful. I love how these look. And they're very game accurate too, which is why I went this way instead of the SH Figuarts Chun-Li. And I don't think SH Figuarts has the battle costume. I really like the battle costume. It really brings me back to like just kind of that those kung fu movies where there's that one dragon lady and she will mess you up. There she is, my dragon lady. Let's take a look at what else she comes with. She has a fine assortment of hands. Let me see. See, she has this is the only hand like this that she has. It's kind of slightly curved in, and I'm not sure why she doesn't have a left hand like this. It might have something to do with, like, I don't know, martial arts tradition or something. I don't know. Then she has these fingers that splay back a little bit. She has two of those. Here's the other one. See. I use these for the Kikosho effects piece because they splay back like she's pushing, and the energy's pushing her fingers back. She also has, let's see, she has a chop hand right there. This is the other chop hand, and this is the other fist. So there's that. And then she has open palm, like widespread fingers. So that's that. She also comes with a stand. This is the body hook for the stand, and it's ratcheted. Love that. I love that they ratcheted this. Feels really, really good. Also has two of these. It's an effects piece peg. So I actually have the stand set up with the peg piece. So this is the Kikosho. Let me zoom back out. And here's the stand. The stand, let's pull that out real quick. Each of these joints is ratcheted. And I kind of want to go in to tighten them a little bit because they feel a little bit loose, but they're ratcheted, and it's a nice thing to have on an action figure stand. It allows you to take it in varying degrees how you're going to post something. Here's the Kikosho. If you watched my unboxing, you know this thing is about the size of a tennis ball. It's a little bigger than like a racquetball, but it's about the size of a tennis ball. Yeah. This piece right here, I do have a new creature repair up already on how to install this. Basically, they I don't know if it's all of them, but these are put on backwards. So go ahead and check out that video. There should be a link right there, so you can see that. Also, since we're on the topic of repairs, these shoulder joints, as I was playing with this, started seizing up. So I was able to get some Traxxas silicone oil to drop in there, and now they move like butter. But One of the issues I'm coming down with right now is that these ball joints pop out real easily, so you got to be careful. Since we're on this topic, let's go ahead and look at her articulation. Her head is on a double ball joint. It has a lot of good range. She can technically look up, but this whole piece right here, from her neck down through her breasts and down to her waistline, this is all soft plastic. So it wants to spring back into place. So when you do this, her head starts coming back forward just a little bit. See? And even when you do get it to stay, the hair wants to do this and lift off. So those are things to think about when you're posing her. Her shoulders are on double ball joints. That ball joint is going through a shoulder filler. You see the shoulder filler right here. There's a ball, well, that's not a double ball joint. There's a ball joint going into her body, and then you have a hinge and a swivel, a hinge right here. The ball joint is taking the job of the swivel. And you got full rotation, and you see that ball joint allows her to shrug and come down, and then splay back a little bit, and then squeeze forward a little bit. So that's decent range. That's excellent range. Her shoulder hinge allows her to go up that far. Let's see. She has a bicep swivel at the top. The way it's shaped, though, you don't get a full circle, but if you know anybody with arms that go all the way around like that, you let me know. That's kind of creepy. She has a double jointed elbow, which is really cool. And her wrist is on a swivel and a hinge behind this peg. And it's round, so it allows the wrist to do what it needs to do. So, why I oughta. Yeah, see? Strong to the finish. Yes, 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 yes. She has a ball joint coming through into her chest, and then down through, there's a section right here that's also ball jointed. So you've got a pretty decent range here. She can lean back that far. She can crunch in that far before it starts getting really weird. She cannot do a full split. I'm going to be a little indecent here. So I'm counting on you guys to be grown up about this. These joints at her hips are really interesting. I've never seen anything like this before, but there's like a swivel right here, and then there's a hinge right here, and because of how it's built, this behind this piece right here, it actually slides up and down to allow for this motion, which is really cool. It's kind of like it's kind of like the muscles in that area of the body, except for like you don't have like a bar coming through here sliding up and down, keeping things together. So that's really cool. So she can go out that far, right? But if you've seen any promo shots, you also know she can do this. So this is kind of an amazing thing, especially since she's a martial artist, you know, studying in like kung fu and karate and, you know, other types of martial arts. It's really cool that they gave her that kind of articulation. Yeah, it's, let's see. That pose. Yeah. It's really, really wide. I love that. It's such a cool thing to be able to put her in that, because all of her moves are like, most of her power moves are leg moves. So it's really cool that they engineered that into this figure. She has a double jointed knee, but her thighs are thick. If you haven't noticed, I mean, her thighs are humongous, but because of their size and girth, they're hard plastic, so they're not going to move away like this entire chest piece right here. They're not going to bend and give. So she gets that much bend, and she has a hinge and a swivel that goes all the way around. So she can get a pretty deep stance, and it's really cool. If you've been looking at my Instagram, you know that I've been putting this in crazy poses. Not too crazy. I mean, I looked up some like kung fu, wushu, fight stances, and tried my best to emulate them with this figure, and it's amazing how close I can get. And that's what I appreciate about this figure as a toy. It's like, wow. You know, this is ages 17 plus, you know. But still, you know, it's like, man, all of this articulation in this toy, and all of the attention to detail too. This is a spitting image of Street Fighter V. This is what she looks like in this battle costume on Street Fighter V. There's so much to appreciate about this figure. I love that Storm Collectibles puts so much time and effort into this. Let's do some size comparisons, and we'll see how she pairs up. Here she is with a couple of T800 Terminators from NECA Real Toys. Here she is with Ex Nihilo and Iron Man from Marvel Legends. Here she is with Power of the Prime's Evolution, Rodimus Prime, and Repugnus. Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was going to fit in frame, and it doesn't. This is 12-inch Marvel Legends Thor. And here she is with some Loyal Subjects Street Fighter figures. Action vinyls. So even with the problems that I've had with this figure so far, I actually had to drive back to Toy Dojo to get that peace of mind from the store owner that this is fixable, and I can get it moving again. This, even with the binding shoulders, and you know, the problem with the Kikosho, this is definitely worth the pickup. She's a gorgeous figure. If you're a fan of Chun-Li, she's definitely worth the pickup. This one and the classic version. I'm looking for the classic version so I can have her on the shelf alongside the battle costume. But the battle costume Chun-Li is the show for me. I thought this one looked better, so I went with this one first. But I'll tell you, I do want both of them. I want to start collecting Storm Collectibles, and this was a great way to get into collecting that line of figures. They also do Mortal Kombat and I think Tekken, but I'm Street Fighter, like straight up Street Fighter. I'm not really into anything else as far as fighting games go. So yeah, look at this one last time. All this detail, it's such a beautiful sculpt. That costume is wonderful. Every little detail. It's just like looking at the video game. I love it. I love it. It's such a good figure. The articulation is nice. Even with the silicone oil in the shoulders, it's still nice and tight, and it stays. Gosh, I haven't had these pop out yet, but I mean, knock on wood, you know, it's you just never know. But like I say in the repair video, if you can do something to extend the life of your toy, do it. Do it. If you have the ability to, or if you know that there's something that you can do, do it. Definitely do it. You know, your action figures, your hobbies, they're worth your time. Otherwise, they wouldn't be your hobbies. So that is it for my review. Tell me what you think of Battle Costume Chun-Li in the comments below. If you like this review, give me a like. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when things go up on my channel. Look around on my Instagram and on my Facebook because there are pictures of her everywhere. I love this figure. This is the best figure of 2019 in my book. And we just started, so she can be knocked off of that throne at any given moment. But you know what? She's already ranking way, way up there. I have not seen a figure like this in such a long time. You know, at least in my collection, I haven't had anything appeal to me quite like this figure. It is such a good figure. But, you know, to each his own. You might not like her. And that's fine too. You can tell me about that in the comments below. I will listen. But please, keep it civil. Thank you. All right. Thanks for watching.